Alright guys, welcome back and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So I was on the boat for Christmas, so I've only just got home a few days ago from work. Was here at the shed this whole long weekend. Had my mate Rizzo from Gosford, who's the navigator. He's a auto mechanic, mobile mechanic. Rizzo's Customs at Gosford if you need any mechanical work done. We basically just spent 4 days up here. Got the engine in, still missing bits. I've still got to buy a few things. Got a crappy Ecotec alternator on here instead of the L67 one. There's a few differences. Still got to do fuel lines, a couple of brackets for the coil packs. The air intake pipe is pretty much hitting that strut still, so I've got to modify that or make a new one or do something with it. But yeah, so Rizzo's pretty much did a minor rebuild of the engine. We didn't pull heads off, but he's done gaskets for the manifold, sunk gaskets, did all that sort of stuff. It had a quick look inside, it doesn't look too bad. Being a second-hand engine, you don't know, and I was a little bit worried, but it seems to be okay, so hopefully it'll work. So we've got the engine back together. My engine mounts are all welded in now, so they're all good. There's actually sitting on the engine mounts now and nothing's dropped out the bottom, so it's all good. Well, hopefully, when we launch over a jump on this race, something bad might happen. And then so drop the engine in. I've still got to hook the gearbox up and then sort out that cross member for the gearbox. That's a whole other mission. But yeah, so engine in, and then Rizzo spent the last sort of 2 days running the whole engine harness. We bought a plug-in type wiring harness to adapt the Holden computer to this other adapter kit that you buy, like a V6 conversion one, and then you pretty much run it from that. So yeah, so we've got the isolator switch, we've got start buttons, we've got a whole heap of switches in here, we've got gauges, we've got the horn. There's a few things that the comps rules state, so we needed a horn. We've got the chase bar on the back. I've just got to make some mounting brackets for it. A couple of LED light bars. I still need to get the winch. I still got to put the winch in. Just got to do the wiring for the winch. And then all the cables are there. It's a matter of just me installing like the fuel system. All the cabling's there. It's just up to me now to plug it all in. Yeah, so cool. Anyway, I've got a list. Have a laugh at this. If you can see it, I'm gonna have to hold it here. So this is pretty much the bulk of what we've got left. And there's little things like new harnesses I've got to put in because they're out of date, window nets, and just stuff like that. But the bulk of it, so I've got to buy a new alternator. So alternator, bolt gearbox to engine. That's just me pulling my finger out and getting it done. The exhaust, pull my finger out and get it done. Run the coolant lines. Electricity, it's probably 80% done. The new air in for the supercharger. Still got to put the gearbox, we're going to manufacture a cross member for the gearbox. Still got to put the diff center in the rear diff. And then sort the drive shafts out once the center's in. Coil pack bracket, it's pretty much made. I've just got to cut another little bracket off that's in the way, and then line it up, make sure it's in the right spot, tack weld it together, and then I'll give it a lick of paint. Coil pack, so exhaust O2 sensor, I've got to buy them. Fit fuel levels, so there's a gauge, we'll put a gauge in for the fuel level. I've just got to put the float and the sender unit in the tank. Yeah, the fuel system, so fuel pot, but it's the fuel system. I've got heaps of stuff to do for that. Light bars mount, so the front light bar mount's pretty much done. I've still got the chase bar mount, so the cabling's all there. I've just got to run the mounts to actually attach it. Mount ECU, so the computer's on the passenger seat at the moment. I've just got to find somewhere in under the dash for it. Mass air, I've got to get one of them, so when I sort the air intake, I've got to make sure I get one of them for that. I'm still waiting for that. I've ordered that off Superior Engineering, but hasn't turned up yet. But all the cable, all the wiring there is ready for it. Got to buy a battery and a battery box, and then what's that say? Oh, air compressor. So I've still got to get an air compressor for the air lockers. So there's a bit of sort of fab work in that, but there's a bit of just buying shit. So we'll see how we go. I'm home for 3 more weeks before I go back to work. So 3 more weeks to get as much as this done as I can. And then I'm away for 4 weeks for work, and then I come back and I've got like a week to finalise stuff, and then it's drive to Queensland for the comp. So 3.5 weeks to get it done. So hopefully, see how we go. But anyway, yeah, I'll try and be a bit better with the updates, but yeah, being away for 4 weeks is a bit hard. So I've done nothing on it for 4 weeks while I've been away, doing my normal job. And then yeah, so we just spent New Year's here, New Year's weekend, long weekend, 4 days. Got a fair chunk of it done. But yeah, still a fair bit to go. Cool, so yeah, I'll keep you updated. I will talk to you soon.